What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour. You're here with me and Joan Vassos. We're filling in for Joan Serena this week, and we are here with the beautiful Cindy Kohlers.
Oh,
I am
hello.
I am so excited to have you on, that we get to interview you. Of all weeks that Joe and Serena are gone, they're like gone on this week, and you've been like my soulmate through this whole journey
Oh,
because you are a fellow nerd. I was a computer science major in college and wrote code, and you are a biomedical engineer, and then we both kind of retired when we raised our kids. So I just feel like we have so much in common, and I've been dying to talk to you.
I love that. Geeks forever.
Yes.
Can't wait. You guys and
Geeks
my
rule the
mom. My
world.
mom's a double major in bio and chem, so I'm very familiar with it all.
We're gonna love her. I can't wait to
We
meet your
love her.
mom.
We love
That's gonna
Yeah,
her.
happen one day.
She could be
That's
part of our club.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I can't. She
we're
would love it. She would eat it up.
nerds rule the world. So that's the
I
truth.
agree.
Okay, so I think we should probably just start by getting to know you a little bit, and like maybe just tell the audience like where you're from, kind of what you do, and how you ended up on The Bachelor, because that's always a
Yep.
freaky story.
Right. So yeah, I'm Cindy. I live here in Austin, Texas. Literally,
I
this
love
is this
Austin.
is my place.
Yeah.
There is the river right there. I've lived here for 30 years and raised my kids here. I'm a biomedical engineer who got
Mhm.
into medical aesthetics after I trained my kids, after I grew my kids up. And I've been divorced 7 years.
Mhm.
And I think my kids just really were happy and anxious for me to find love. So in
Yeah.
April of this year, my youngest daughter decided to sign me up for the show. And to take it back a little bit further, in January of this year, I made a deal with the universe, with God, to just
Mhm.
say yes to the opportunities in front of me. You know,
Yes.
we have a tendency, especially as you get busy, like, oh, it's not a good time for me. Let's do it next time, or I'll circle back.
Yeah.
And I just kept putting off life. And just in January, I just decided it's time just to say yes. So this is my
Yes.
year of saying yes. And the opportunities that it's brought me, and the joy and happiness and the memories it's brought me, I just encourage everyone to start their lifetime of saying yes. So
I,
Caroline, my little one, signed me up for the show, and it was just kind of like, yes, of course I'll do it. And it's never that easy because you go through all the interview process. And I
right.
thought,
Yeah.
there's no way they're going to pick this girl from Austin, Texas. What am I going to do on the show? And we get a little deeper, and I'm like, well, the taping seems to be
Yeah.
a problem for us. My middle daughter is getting married. I can't change that. And the
Congrats.
taping dates don't work out. I can't go on the show. There was just a
Mhm.
million reasons that the universe should have said no to this.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
I had the
and
same story. I had the exact same thing. I like just wasn't ready to date, wasn't doing anything to make my life better, was just kind of in, just go along with life and let it just happen around you. And I started
mhm.
saying, like, I got to do things that scare me. Like, I need to go to
Yeah.
weddings as a single person, and I need to just do the things that make me uncomfortable. And one of them was doing the show. And I did the same thing. Also, dates didn't work out. My daughter had a baby 8 days before I was supposed to be on the show. And I was like, if anything happens and she's late or something happens, like with the baby, I won't be able to go on the show. But the universe just aligned. Sounds like it would
Was
same
this
thing
Bachelor or
happened with
Bachelorette
you.
for you, Joan?
This is Golden Bachelor. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when I was like I was you, I was a contestant on the show. Yeah.
Right.
So like,
Yeah. 2 days after filming, I left for Italy for the wedding.
wow.
So yeah, it was like
Perfect.
back to back, and you just
Yeah.
have to say yes. Unlike you, I was dating a lot. I think I've tallied like 1.2 million men that I've dated. So I wasn't scared
I
of
bet you
dating.
have. I
What
love
was what was
that.
missing beforehand? What like
Yeah.
why
After
There
all
was
why did
those.
all these people but not a single person? Because I'm in a similar boat right now. I'm finally back out on the market, dating around, and I'm
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
trying to figure out what it is that I want and don't want. What is it that was like not letting me find that person?
Hmm.
Everybody's picky. Listen, we have our
Yeah.
things. I'm not that picky, to be honest, but there was always one thing or another. Like
Hmm.
I dated a great man, just probably my most recent relationship, and he just wanted a little compartment of his life to share with me. And I kind of want the whole thing. I want the
Yeah.
family. I want to be involved with his career. I want to, be there on a Tuesday as well as on the Saturday and for the big events. And
Mm.
I have other men who may have a different viewpoint of what family looks like. And my family is
Yeah.
super important to me. And I've promised them I don't want to bring anyone in to our family that will mess up the magic that we have. So there's always been, geography is not a problem. I can move. I live here by myself. All my kids have grown and flown the nest. So moving has not been a problem, but if you're not in the
Yeah.
same city, it's hard to get to know each other. And Jonathan, you might have experienced that too. It's all the stars have to align.
Yep. Couldn't agree more.
I have
Cool.
faith in
Well,
both of you.
yeah, thank you. And then off of that as well. So obviously dating pre-show didn't go as planned, but when you found out that you were going on the show, how did your like friends and family react? I know you said your daughter signed you up. Was she stoked? Were like the grandkids or just kids in general, like were they excited for you? Like,
What did your friends
how did
say?
that
I
all
think
go?
it was so much fun, like telling my group of friends that I was doing this. Were they excited for you? What did they think? Were your kids like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, Mom, this is going to be so embarrassing"?
Oh, they were like, don't kiss him.
Oh,
Just
mine
don't
said the
kiss
same
him.
thing.
And
Yeah.
I was like, guys, I'm not
Yeah,
looking for a
please.
roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to kiss them.
Yeah.
I kind of want to kiss him. If I don't want to kiss him, then what am
That's a
I
problem,
doing
right?
there? It's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, is
Yep.
that really what you want from me? But my kids were super supportive. And again, they want me to find love. They want me to be happy. And my friends do too. But my friends were like, well, of course that's what you're doing. You just I'm just a bold person, and I end up finding myself in crazy circumstances. And most of them said they could never do it. That putting yourself out there this way, and I would determine to be vulnerable, to be authentic, to just show my real
It's
self
hard.
on the show. It's hard,
Yeah, it
and a lot of
is.
people would be uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
For sure. So how did you prepare for it then? Like, how did you get ready to come on here and just put yourself out there like that?
Prepare for it. What are you talking about? I had a wedding. I was
had things to do.
elbow deep in like what flower arrangements we're doing, and so I had two sets of suitcases. I had my Italy suitcase for the wedding, and I had my bachelor. And honestly, you just let go at that moment, and it was more important for me to prepare my heart more than preparing for my gowns and what I was going to wear, and just
Yeah.
deciding to jump in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Love
you
that.
killed it on the gowns, so I think you did both of them really well. I have to
Thank
say.
Yeah.
you. Coming
But
from
so,
an
like,
icon. Thank you.
I know. I'm telling you, you had beautiful. Oh, your clothes were all beautiful. I loved every dress. Plus, you look really good in clothes, so that does help, obviously. So let's talk about night one. Let's just kind of jump in, like we're talking about evening gowns. I know both Jonathan and I have done it. I don't think Jonathan has a shy bone in his body, so I'm not going to even like say, were you nervous? So let's you and I talk about being nervous, because I know Jonathan wasn't. Well, first of all, he came out like without hardly any
I
clothes.
was nervous. I came.
You
I
hardly
showed
had
up
any clothes
naked.
on.
Yeah.
I know.
That is. I'm confident in my body. I don't know if I'm confident in my my night one walk-ups. That's
Okay.
they're two different
All
things.
right. Well, now you're old. You're experienced.
Now
at
I'm
it, so you're
experienced.
probably
Now,
fine.
now I do it again. I don't
But
care.
yeah, now, second time is
If
probably
we
a lot
only
easier.
knew, right? If we only knew.
knew. I
Yep.
know. But that first time getting out of that limo, first of all, like, were you terrified? Like, how was it getting out of the limo? And what did you think of Mel when you first saw him?
Oh my gosh. So you guys can both relate. Like, they don't tell you where you are in the lineup.
Nope.
So we load up, we're in the limo, and we're driving to the mansion, and they're like, well, so Cindy, you'll be the first one out of the limo for
Oh
the
shit.
night.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And my entire limo group was like, oh, thank God it's not us. I had tried to rock
I was
paper.
the last one.
I don't know which is worse. You
Just
had to
as
wait
bad,
for
right?
the
No,
end.
I know.
It's just
first
as
is
bad.
100% the best one because there's nothing to judge you on, and they're very excited to start the night.
I wish I had that perspective. I did not have that perspective. I
You're
was so
terrified.
incredibly nervous. And then I
Oh.
thought, so you drive up and you can't really see Mel through the window. It's
Yep.
blackened out, but I
Yep.
see his hair and I see his shirt, and I notice like he's taller. He has
He's
a
a big
physical
guy.
presence about
He's a
him.
big
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I really, by the way, it's on my checklist, check. And so you're excited about it, and then you open the door, and honestly, Mel just draws you in. He's got laser beams for eyes, and he's so engaging and charming and handsome. So, once you get into the moment, it is great.
Yeah,
It is
it takes you the first
fantastic.
15 seconds, and then you're like, okay, I could do this.
Did you
And
ignore the 30 cameras that are like right behind you as you walk
in
up
your
No.
at
face.
first? Because that's all I could pay attention to when I
Oh,
first. I think I blacked
listen.
out.
I if you don't ignore them, you could have never gotten into a bikini and rolled around on the surf like we did.
True.
Seriously. Oh, I love that date. That was
You
good.
just literally, it was like but you have to, like, you just have to. I
You got to do it.
committed from the first step onto the mansion driveway, that I'm here for Mel and for me and for the women, which was a big surprise
Yeah.
for me. But you're here for the experience, and you've got
Yeah.
to let go of who's watching and what they're going to say about
Yep.
you.
Yeah, you got to go all in. So
All in.
you just made a funny comment. You said I didn't know I was here for the women. That was a
Yeah.
surprise. So you walk in, you were
I
all
thought y'all
alone,
were
but then
faking it. Y'all were all
no,
faking
we're
it on your
not.
shows. It's
No.
Isn't it
No, it's the
crazy? It
friends
makes
you
such a
leave
big
with that
crazy.
difference.
makes the entire difference of the
It's
show.
crazy. So you were the first one in
Night
there. So
one.
you got to welcome people kind of coming in.
Yeah.
Who did you kind of bond with on night one? Did you find your friend on the first night?
Yes, I found 22 of them.
22.
And 22 of them. Honestly,
Yeah.
Mylene was in my limo, super
Oh,
close.
yeah.
Tracy and
I
Lisa went home
know.
the first day. Carla,
Yeah.
I gravitated immediately to Nicole. She and I just sat down and had a great conversation. And then Robin, once
Oh.
Robin and I met, we were magnetized. We were inseparable, and
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to sit on her lap. Just, where's Robin? If you want to
Robin was
find
your
a
girl.
picture of me, I'm next to Robin. That's how you
Oh, I
have to
Yeah.
look
love
for it.
that.
And there's also Jerry was so sweet. I didn't get to know
Yeah.
her the first night, or
Mm-hmm.
Carol or
She seems great.
Terry. They're all great. Those were
Yeah.
three that snuck up on me. And Carol in the end
Oh,
was such a surprise
love
to me.
her.
Like, I
Yeah.
love her, but everybody
Mm-hmm.
flocked to her the first night. So I didn't have
Oh.
my chance to
Oh,
get to
she's
know
so
her as
engaging. You're
well.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
So
ended up
there's a
loving
long
Carol.
list of them.
I know. And Jerry lives in my hometown. She lives like right down the road from me. I haven't met her yet, which is
No
crazy because
way.
I don't, yeah, she lives in Rockville, Maryland. My address is Rockville, Maryland. I mean, we are like neighbors. So I have to figure out how to get a hold of her and like meet up and have dinner or something.
Yep.
We will figure that out. I have
Yeah. Yeah.
that should not be a problem, and you
No, I'm
two
sure.
will be thick as thieves. She
I
is a
can't
gem.
wait
She
to
is a
meet her.
gentle soul.
It's so funny. And I'm going to be in Austin in a couple weeks. I'm going to look you up.
Oh, yes, for sure.
You know,
I can't wait.
so I love talking about like the first night in the mansion, and I could talk about probably every episode with you because there's things that like I would love to rehash, but I'd really like to get into the episode that we're talking about, which is episode 5, and that was a really big one
Yep.
for you. And first of all, I loved the conversation in the beginning of this episode that you were having with Carol, because neither one of you
Yeah.
had a one-on-one date yet, and you both the stakes were really high. Like this was probably the most important day that you had, because this like kind of determines whether you're going to go on or not, possibly, because it's hard to move on if you haven't had a one-on-one date, right? So I love the conversation though, because Carol was feeling very not confident and she was expressing that to you, and you were saying no, yours was just kind of a slow burn, but now you guys are in like hyper mode, and you know you could certainly get the one-on-one date, and you were just pumping her up, and that's just like so kind of you, because obviously like this is like an important day for you also. So I just want to say, first of all, I love that you did that, and that shows how like important the relationships in the house really become. So you
Yeah,
were like
it was a great
epitome of
moment,
doing that.
and we were talking about it beforehand too. And I was like, I know I went through something similar when I was going through the process, where I'm very aware of everybody around me, almost before I am of myself. And it seemed like
Hmm.
when you got that one-on-one, rather than just completely being like, yes, I got it, I did that. Like you got emotional, I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because you know this girl that you care for in Carol didn't get the chance to get this, and you knew how much it meant to her, but also you want to celebrate yourself at the same time. And watching you kind of navigate through that feeling and like it was a really fun and just like sweet moment to watch, as you like kind of reassured her as you also celebrated yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's both
yeah.
sides of it. You have a group of women who are left. You've got Cheryl, who got the first one-on-one with Mel, and
Mm-hmm.
clearly their relationship has grown. He's kept her around, and
Yep.
he wants to have more time with her. You've got Debbie, who had her one-on-one, and she's still around. You've got Peg. So it's like a litany. If you don't have that one-on-one, um, I did get a rose, and Carol did get a rose, but it didn't come with extra time like Nicole's
Mm-hmm.
did.
Right.
So that time is what's important. And
Yeah.
Carol and I are very aligned in how we see our family. And we don't introduce people to our family often. And so going to having a one-on-one date is essential, not just for Mel to know us, but for us to
Yeah.
help know if we want to bring somebody into our family's lives.
Yeah.
So,
Because
and
your
Carol
collective
is
time with him at this point is hours. Like you're like, how am I going
At
to
the
bring this man home?
most.
minutes,
I've met him hours. You're like,
minutes.
I know. I've talked to him
you
for
need
42
it.
minutes. Yeah. Wait, let's talk about that a little bit. So
Yeah.
you said many of your interviews that you felt like you were developing strong feelings for him, but we saw very little of your interaction with him. Really, very little.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of wondering, like, how did you really feel about your relationship? Did you really feel like you were taking the steps to get to a good place? Did you feel pretty confident?
Mel and I would start a conversation, and within a breath would be covering 10 topics.
Yeah.
Our relationship is absolutely effortless. When he was named as Golden Bachelor, my oldest daughter was the first one to discover it. And she texted me immediately and called me and said, Mom, I think they picked him for you.
Yeah.
Mel is
I love
uniquely
that.
designed to be in a relationship with me. And so I was not surprised with this, and I leaned into it. And early on, I knew enough about him, and I needed to explore the chemistry. Check, check. Now we're looking at compatibility. It's going very well. But yeah, my conversations with him ended up on the editing room floor. Uh, and it's fine. That
Crazy.
happens. It's a short show, but
Yeah.
there's no question that he and I are aligned and had easy, effortless, deep conversations.
I
Even
love
Yeah.
that.
yeah, even when we started talking about what books are you reading? Imagine how much ground you'd have to cover in
Yeah.
order to get to a what books do you read conversation.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah,
true.
you
Yeah.
address some of my concerns too. Like from the outside in, he seems like a very stoic man of few words, like doesn't really open up much about his feelings towards any of the
mhm.
women. You know, he talks about himself being like uneasy or there's a lot of friction in his life or these different things, but the reassurance of like, hey, I'm interested in you. Did you get a lot of that from him?
He always is super generous to me, and just in the subtle things. He's not the type of man, Jonathan, to your comment, to say, "Oh, I like you better than XYZ."
Yep.
That's just not who he's ever going to be. And if you asked him to do it, that would you don't know Mel very well if you
Yep.
pushed him into that.
Yeah, you're asking him to be something that he's not.
He's not, and nor did I want him or need him to be. As long as I was there, it meant I was interested. If he still kept me along, it meant he was
Yep.
interested, and we're just going to take every moment, every sip, make it a gulp on our one-on-one, but we were going to just take every chance to
Yeah.
to explore
It
that
feels as
further.
if you understand him, like you understand who he is and how he communicates, and you were able to read between the lines. You need that verbal reassurance all the time.
He was very intentional
Yeah.
on our with our time together, and at every little moment, I caught him at the pool party. Pool party was interesting for me, right? I'm
Okay, let's
looking
talk
at
about pool party if we're doing this.
Yeah, please
okay.
do.
Let's
Yeah.
get to pool
We were
party
gonna we
because
were gonna get to the drama with Nicole eventually anyways, so it's best
yeah,
that you
so I
just
don't
jump
mind
into
diving
it.
right into that because so tell us about the pool party. I mean, we weren't there. You were experiencing it for hours. We saw minutes of it, but clearly,
Mhm.
like there were some uncomfortable moments. Like even watching it on TV, I said I had my 5-year-old grandson was laying in bed with me that night, and he was like turned away from the TV. But I was like, yeah, he can't watch this. Like this is a lot.
Yeah. Everybody has their journey and everybody has their path. And Nicole and Mel had chemistry for sure. There's no doubt about it. It's not a choice that many of us would have made, and I think we made that very clear. Nicole and I are friends. I told her how I felt about it. She knows, and I'm fine with where she is. She's fine with where I am. So that's not the problem. The what I think wasn't really explored on this show is it wasn't just that we wanted to change Nicole's behavior. Many of us were wondering, is this the type of man that we would choose? And
Good
would
question.
my man allow this access to to him under these circumstances? And so, Jim, I thought about you as I was reflecting and trying to process this. Like, what would that be like to to be in a situation where you've got 23 men throwing themselves at you? And would
Hmm.
you always be your best? Would you always be, I like to say, I want to behave in the way that my future husband will be proud of me. So
Hmm.
if he is in that group, would he be proud? And would Mel have been proud of the way he behaved, knowing that his
Looking at
future
it.
person was there? And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's really where I was coming at it.
Such a good
And
question.
I had to come to a point of grace with Mel.
Hmm.
I said a new circumstance for sure. It's a completely out of body experience.
No right way to do it.
And
It's his first
for
time too. You know.
it's for
Yeah.
his and so I just found a moment of grace for him and for
Hmm.
Nicole too. Listen, they have chemistry together. There's no doubt about it. So you just have to see it for what it is, and that's at the end of the day how I choose to see it, and I chose to
Yeah.
see it at that day.
You are very kind. And I felt like watching it on TV was uncomfortable. So I thought being there was 20 times more uncomfortable.
For it had to have been.
Yeah. And I felt like it was even uncomfortable for Mel. It didn't look like he was really embracing it. I feel like I'm getting a little glimpse into Mel that I haven't had yet. So I
A
appreciate that
hundred
you're
percent.
like
Mhm.
helping us with this, Cindy, because I think
Yeah.
like everybody wants to see that. He's so stoic and he doesn't really reveal a lot about himself, which kind of brings me a little bit to your date. And you guys, now you've ridden. So first of all, you arrived in your cowboy boots. I love that about you. You're embracing your Texas. You're letting him know who you are and like what, what's important to you and like where you're from. Okay. And he seems to really like it. Like he thinks it's pretty sexy and cute. So, and you just happen to look adorable, like being your Texas you. You got to be on a horse that he was super uncomfortable with, which kind of gave you a little bit of the
So
upper hand.
funny.
He was like, I'm a professional football player. Nothing scares me. And yet he couldn't control that horse to save his life, which was so funny. And you were so comfortable on it. So, but really the thing, and I love that part of the date, but I really loved when you guys finally got to your destination and you got to sit down and you got to talk about yourself and you got to like kind of tell him like who you really are. And obviously he knew some stuff about you. You reflected on that you were this biomedical engineer. So my God, you're a super smart, beautiful woman. And then you were a valedictorian and then you were a cheerleader. You had it all going for you.
Such
But
a
you
badass.
also had, yes, such a badass. And we love that about you. But then you also had these other parts of your life that didn't go perfectly. And one of the things that you sounded like was such a huge disappointment was all you wanted was a stable family for your daughters and for you, and you ended up with a marriage going bad. And you talked about that on national TV to this
Mm.
man, and I really so much wanted for him to give that back to you. And we're all like anxious to hear it. We all want to hear. We all want to love Mel. We all want to, like, he's like this successful guy. None of us are going, this poor guy, he deserves another chance at love. He hasn't let us into that part of his life. And that was a perfect time. How did you feel when you opened up and then he didn't give it back to you?
It was very disappointing. I'll be honest. Like for me to be that vulnerable,
Yeah.
I expected a little bit more back from him. And if he doesn't want to share with me, perhaps about his history, maybe
Mm-hmm.
give me more reassurance as to where I am in his world. And
Right.
I didn't get, I honestly didn't get either. And I know that people might look at these one-on-one dates, frankly, the whole show, and believe that we're trying to woo Mel. Well, that's only part of it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
living my life. This is Cindy's life.
Yeah, you need to feel wooed as well.
That's right.
Absolutely.
100%.
And
Yeah.
he did woo me. He got on a horse. He'd never been on a horse.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know it. He's allergic to horses.
Did not
No.
know that one. Did
Oh
not
my
know
Yeah.
gosh.
that.
He
Producers did
still thought
not know that, huh?
he
Wow.
still thought that would be a fun date. His feet were
Oh,
so big, he can't put his foot in the stirrup. So he just had his toe in the stirrup. So I
oh
could
God.
tell how
Poor
much
guy.
he was giving me in those things,
Yeah.
but he wasn't verbalizing any vulnerability to me or giving me
Mm-mm.
any emotional. So
Nothing.
I'm balancing between, can one replace the other? And I think you need both.
Yeah, and that goes
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
the having to read between the lines that I talked about earlier. It's like, yes, you
Mhm.
can, and it seems as if you had the ability to, but there are moments, there are these little moments where you're like, I need more sometimes. Like, it's such a rush process. We talked about, like, I've known you for a few hours, like, spent this much time with you where you have this time now. You got this one-on-one. Like, yeah, you got it over the other women. That's not the basis of what you're worried about. You're worried about getting to develop your relationship more with this individual that you have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
feelings for. It's okay to feel those feelings, and like part of me wishes you kind of put it to him a little bit, where you're just like, "Hey, tell me, like, just like open up." You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he seems like the kind of needs that push a little bit
Yeah,
sometimes.
he needs to be coached. Mel need to be coached a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel
not that you
like,
want him to be different than who he is. You want him to express who he is in those
Yeah,
yeah, and
for
moments.
sure.
sometimes you have to pull those for people.
And a kiss cannot replace that
Mm-mm,
verbal
the words.
and getting to know each other. It just they can't. A
Yeah.
kiss cannot replace the vulnerability that you need in a relationship. A part of it is I'm thinking that he's waiting until we have time together, just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm reading at the moment.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm,
you're
by the way, I keep giving him grace, don't I? You see a common theme. I
you
keep letting him
do.
A
off
little
the
bit.
hook.
I
And,
know, I
um,
know. And
but
I don't
it's
think
a difficult position for him to be in
it
too.
is. It's
But
uncomfortable.
I'm having to make my decisions as well.
Yeah. So I feel like people need to understand that every single day is a leap of faith. Because like we were all saying, you spend so little time with the person, and so that going to the next day and saying, am I willing to spend time away from my home and my family and my job and my loved ones and my own bed and the comforts of my life to be here one more day with this person? And I keep making this leap of faith. Okay, this is another leap of faith every single day. But when you come down to like final six people, now we've had one similar, an elimination, so it's down to the final five people. Like, how many leaps of faith can you keep doing till you think, okay, now I'm just being stupid? And like I need something back, I need more back to make me take the leap one more day. And
Hmm.
like, were you getting it from that date? I mean, it was really cute that he gave you the little thing that he named the star after you. But like, sometimes I feel like Bachelor introduces props because the person is having a hard time like saying the emotional things or doing the emotional things. So they introduce a prop, and that prop was that thing that he named the star Cindy, which was cute, and it did say "in love, Mel" at the bottom, and he did read it to you. Like, was that enough of a replacement for you, or did that give you enough to make the next leap of faith?
I'll be honest. My first test with him was chemistry.
Yeah.
My second test with him is compatibility and comfort. Could I be in his presence and not be nervous?
Oh.
And then there's a compatibility of can he integrate into my life and is he willing to let me integrate into his? After 7 years of being divorced and on my own, like
Yeah.
really now the rubber is hitting the road or the hoofs are hitting the trail.
Yeah. Right.
This is real and it's real to him and real scary to him, but it's the first time I've really been confronted with that choice as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I mean,
just
like,
full vulnerability with you two.
I said that the whole time during my season, kind of every rose ceremony, I said, this is a two-way street. Like, I can offer you a rose. You don't have to take it. If you don't feel like I'm the right person for you, you need to say no. Like,
Mhm.
open up the dialogue. It's not a one-way street. But let's talk rose ceremony because here we are. We get a rose ceremony, and this is a big one because
Oh
this
This
is,
is
yeah.
a
like you
big one.
said,
Oh, this is a
super
big one.
important. Yeah, it's super important
Big
because
one.
this is when you're going to
Hometown
bring somebody
decision.
home to
Hmm.
make your
Hmm.
for him to meet your family and your girls. And I know it sounds like your girls are your life, and I had the same thing with my kids.
Yeah.
And so you're going to this rose ceremony. He called your name first.
Again, have you been noticing?
I have been noticing, as a matter of
Uh-huh.
fact.
Hmm.
And you seemed very happy. So I feel like you took that next leap. You did that leap of faith again. And he gave you enough to want for you to introduce him to your family.
Sometimes I believe that my family, for sure, and my friends are the best mirror for me, the best.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that he would have a chance to see where I live, to see why I live here, this was a big, bold change in my life. And it's
Yep.
important that the man that I bind myself with understands that I'm fully capable of making big, bold moves
Mm-hmm.
and seeing and meeting my family because everybody says their kids are special, and they are, but my family is it's unique, and it's a lot. My son-in-laws tell me it's a lot. So
I have that family. That's
yeah,
hilarious.
and so
Yeah.
you like you really I needed them to meet Mel and to help to be my mirror and to look
Yeah.
at him and reflect him into our lives. And then I also needed Mel to see my family and where I live and my lifestyle. So it was an important next step. It I I still wasn't there. Mel was still not. I mean, he's got all these women in tow. It's a tough
I
decision.
know.
It's a big step to my kids haven't met a new man in years.
I know. That's a big
Years.
step. I
Out
know.
of
I know. It's so
1.2
hard.
million people. That's all. We
I
had a lot of
know.
There you
I don't even
go.
know how you have the time for it.
I know. What do you think about that like, I'm just trying to figure out his type. And I've said this
Mhm.
over and over again. I mean, Debbie and Peg and you all seem so different. I I couldn't figure out who he was going to choose. Like, I didn't think he was going to choose Nicole, but I thought he might choose Cheryl. Like, she was a possibility. I didn't really know because I can't figure him out. He just gives so little that I have no idea what his type is.
Mel said from the beginning he doesn't really know either, and that this process of going through the Golden Bachelor
Mm-hmm.
is his way of finding out and trying on different types of personalities
Good.
and different
I love
types
that.
of lifestyles. And it's fair. You know, there is a big
Mm-hmm.
divergence with the three of us,
Yeah.
and yet there's a lot in common. You know, there's three very loving women who
Yeah.
all are committed, and I think Mel is uh, monogamous by nature,
Mm-hmm.
and so you know, I see a different facet of myself both in Debbie and in Peg, so I
Yeah.
could see why he's narrowed it down, and that had to be a really tough choice to
I
let go of
really, I
Nicole and
know.
Cheryl, who are
Yeah.
also phenomenal women who
Mm-hmm.
have so much to give and offer, and I know he had a connection with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Is there anything that like we haven't covered in this episode? Like, I know there are so many things probably swirling around your mind. Is there something that we didn't hit that you would like, let the viewing public, have an insight into something cool that happened or something you want them to know?
there's a moment at which I tell Mel, and I've only felt this one other time in my life, that he feels like a combination of home and vacation, all wrapped up in the same skin.
I love that.
And to be with him on that one-on-one was more important than I expected. I wasn't confident. Like I wouldn't have placed a bet in Vegas on it, but I
Mm-hmm.
was confident that he wanted to come meet my family in Austin and he wanted to take it further. And that the one-on-one was an affirmation of that he wanted to spend
Mm-hmm.
more time with me before we got there.
Mm-hmm.
But I was pretty confident he wanted to take things further. But that one-on-one just really grew things for me, and I saw
Yeah.
both sides of him. I finally found a home because you know you're
Mm-hmm.
in the mansion, you have all these
Yeah.
fantasy dates, which you know, come on, how can we
Yeah.
replicate what ABC can do? It's phenomenal.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so that
These
you have to find
unrealistic,
it's
amazing dates.
Yeah.
amazing. But you have to find the home in it too, and
Yeah.
to maybe even, you know, in some ways have that feeling of home feel like a vacation. And
Yeah.
I definitely found that on our one-on-one date.
I love that. That's like such a, I think kind of we ought to wrap with that statement right there. You found home and vacation in the same person. And
Yeah.
like, how could you be any better about that? So, can you give us any little snippet about the hometowns, about you taking Mel to meet your family and friends?
Well, that is, let's see, which direction should I take this? Having
All of
Mel
them,
in
all the
Austin
directions.
is, it's very exciting. Let's just say the chemistry continues. And he does have some great interactions with my most treasured people. And he finds
Okay.
a couple party favors along the way.
Is there
Party
any
favors.
drama?
Any drama? A little bit. Shh. There's a
Oh,
little bit of
okay.
drama.
See this. Okay, that's the direction I wanted to
Just
hear about
just
too.
remember, it's super important that my family falls in love with him too.
Falls in loves or likes?
Falls in love. Are you kidding? My family just
Got it.
can't like him. How would that
Okay.
work? That doesn't
Copied.
work.
No. Yeah, I agree completely. Again, you're going off very little cues up
Mhm.
until this point, and now these people who aren't in this, I keep calling it a vacuum every time I talk about the
Yeah.
show because you are
Yeah.
a lot. You have no outside connections. There's no phone, no TV,
Nothing.
none of this.
You
So
love
you
your family, you
finally
love
get to
your
be around the
friends.
people who know you what you need, know what you deserve, and know what you want, and they get to meet this person that potentially, after hours of knowing them, is gonna propose to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah.
You need them to not need like there's no other option. They have to love him,
No.
and
Because
There is no other option.
I'm
He
excited to
has
see if
to
that happens for you because it's a very
Mel has
realistic
to
feeling.
Mel has to ask permission.
Oh
He
yeah,
will have to ask
oh yeah.
permission to marry
Yeah.
me by these people that he doesn't know. And it is surreal because they haven't spent the hours with him that I have. This is cold. They don't know. They haven't had a chance to talk to him or to me. So they're going in with blind faith,
they know
and
nothing.
it should be an episode for sure that everyone wants to see.
Oh, I do. I'm excited. So I'm
I
excited
can't
for
wait.
next week's episode. I cannot wait to see you introduce him to your daughters because I know how special they are for you. So I think that's all for today's episode. We
Oh,
loved talking to you. Yes.
can I just say thank you so much? You guys are
Yeah.
so fun
You.
and dynamic and charming, and you never know because we see you on TV and you seem so distant, but you're everything that everyone I mean, you're just so gracious and loving and warm, and what a treat to be on the show with you. Thank
I
you
know
so
Joan's the
much.
best, right?
No,
Oh, please. She's talking about you, Jonathan.
I'm kidding.
Jonathan.
She is the best. I'm just kidding.
I am not.
She is the
But
best, and so are
I,
you, and so are
oh
you.
my God. Well,
What
we
a
feel the
treat.
same way about you. And I hope that we do many, many more of these with you in the months and years to come. I don't think this is the end of our journey. So I'm thrilled that we got to be here on this very special podcast talking to you right after this kind of major date. So thank you for taking the time to be with us and for being on Bachelor Happy Hour.
And for being a good sport as a whole.
being a good
Like
sport,
he answered all of our
yes.
questions, and when we needed a little tea, he gave us the little moments too. We loved every second of it.
It
Same.
was
Thank
really
you so much. You're welcome to Austin anytime, and if you're here, I fully expect you to look me up, and we'll have
I'm
some fun.
totally going to
Please
get
do.
your
We'll grab
number and
dinner.
text you. Yeah. I'm
My
going to
my
be there in a couple
superpower,
weeks. Oh,
my
tell me.
superpower is reservations.
Reservations. How about plus one? If you bring,
Reservations.
if you
Mine
bring me a
too.
plus one, that's also a great
Uh,
superpower
Jonathan,
to
for
go
you,
for.
I could
Oh,
find a plus
Jonathan.
20. I could find a
Yeah.
plus 20 for you. Are you
1.2
kidding?
million.
1.2, like 1.6.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
1.6 million. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Be sure to subscribe. Joe and Serena will be back with more exclusive interviews with the women from Mel's season to come.
Yep. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, guys.